That's it. You just can't zoom in farther than that. There's no problem with it.
Yeah.
So wait, what was the problem that you were having?
Go blue!
Apparently I'm supposed to be able to see the
No. Yeah, it sucks. These cameras, that's one of the things I don't like about these cameras. Is that they can't shoot us.
Test. You can hear us? Okay, we can't hear each other.
Scored.
1-0 Casteel.
Shoot, I didn't see who that was. I think it was that one.
I think it was Aka 21 in the middle, the captain, but I'm not positive. Like I missed it as well.
He might have plugged into
zoom in.
mic mixer here.
If we go here, there we go. Test. You hear me? No? No. Turn these up. Hello?
Do we need to run something back into the mixer?
Possibly.
I hear something.
I know, I hear like static. I plugged it in and I heard something, so I thought it would work.
Yeah. This is live.
Just this?
I hear something.
I hear static. It is the first time.
So both of you should
That's
be able to
correct.
hear each other.
Oh,
We
I do not
cannot,
hear it.
yeah.
But it's picking up the levels now.
Yeah. Ooh,
Let's see what I should
maybe.
plug in here.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
No. It's picking up your level.
No. Test, 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 test. 1, 2. Test.
No, that's just, wonder.
Alright, so hold on a second. This is mic.
Mm-hmm.
These are headsets, right? So maybe.
Now if we go back into here.
Mics.
Hello?
So I guess we can bypass this. All right, I'm sorry about that.
You're all good.
Talk, I'll see if it.
We excuse us for those technical difficulties. We welcome you to Casteel High School for some women's soccer here on Tuesday night. I'm James Malamis, joined here by Emily Carmen. Already partially into the first half of this game tonight, Casteel already scored a goal, 1-0 over Shadow Ridge of the Stallions, and we'll take off from here. The Stallions with the ball in the offensive half. Through ball towards the end line and it'll go out for a goal kick. Coming into the game, Casteel is 4-0, 2-0 in their section. Shadow Ridge 1-4 picked up their first victory of the season yesterday against Valley Vista, their rivals, with a score of 3-1. Here's a deep ball and a race toward, but it'll go out of bounds back to the Stallions. The Stallions will turn it right back over, and the Colts have the ball now in the offensive half. Ball deflected in the middle, and that's stolen by James for Shadow Ridge. Sloppy pass there, and that's taken in the middle by Casteel. Through ball. Lewis goes for it. Lewis has the pace, gets around. Bad first touch, and that'll go out for the goal kick.
All right, Alex, you're live. Don't zoom out. You don't
Emily, how important is it and how favorable is it for you when you have those strikers that have that kind of pace like Natalie Lewis has to get around those defenders?
Yeah, Natalie Lewis is a phenomenal offender. She's fast. She has long legs. I hear Coach says she's the fastest on the team. She has 5 goals already this season, averaging a goal a game. Having outside wings that are fast is just phenomenal for any offensive team who wants to be successful. So, you really can't understate the potential. The trick is, you got to play the ball out there. She's one of the strongest links on the team, so you got to get her the ball.
Foul there by Shadow Ridge at midfield. Casteel will take over. Ball there right across at the top of the 18 box. They'll have a rip there by Jenna Custer. A little off, a little wide there. Another goal kick, but we like the aggressiveness there by Casteel and Jenna Custer.
Yeah, Casteel has pretty much been controlling this game offensively. They've been on the half, I would say the majority of this game so far. They've been really attacking Shadow Ridge hard.
Shadow Ridge with the ball in their own half with a lot of pressure from Casteel, having a little trouble getting it around. And that's a turnover right there in the middle. And Casteel gives it right back. Casteel dribbling around defenders, making them miss. Another, that's a third miss. Pass inside, but no good. Great run there by Scarlett Frohart. And a whistle and another foul, this time on Shadow Ridge for some elbow. Alicia Maake right there in the middle. You see her with the captain's band, number 21, the senior. Really an aggressive factor right there in the middle of the field, controlling the ball. Every time Shadow Ridge has any momentum, she's there to stop it. That free kick, a little too strong enough. Off target.
Cannot miss those air balls in the middle. That's one of the biggest factors for this defense is you've got to win every air ball.
Good pass there to the wing, but a mishandle. And Shadow Ridge will take it. That's Forbes with the ball, back now to Laramie. Laramie up. Good pressure from behind. That's Denninger. And Lewis will take it now for Casteel. Looking for her sister on the run. She's onside. A little 2-on-3. Nice little layoff pass there. Whip towards the middle. No one's home, though, for the cross. Good offensive attack there by Casteel. Possession right now being dominated by Casteel. Another goal kick. Headed out, and Casteel will retake possession. Casteel 5A won the state championship last year. And Shadow Ridge is a 6A team. Casteel head coach Jason Hammond's happy that a 6A team will take the opportunity to play against them. In 2 years, Casteel will be moving up to the 6A division based on school size. So just a little sneak peek of what to expect for the competition in a couple years. As Frohart takes the ball, nice little through ball to Lewis. Lewis looking across and deflected by the goalkeeper. But the other Lewis is there, and that one's saved. Great save there by Logan White and the Lewis sisters. Nice little connection there in front.
Yeah, definitely. If only Lewis could have had better control on that ball. The younger Lewis, that is. She should have put that right past the keeper, but they've got a corner out of it, so hopefully they can make use of this opportunity. Neither of the Lewis sisters, interestingly, are in on this corner.
Casteel first corner of the night, swings it in, header over the bar and out.
Looks like they put a lot of height in on that corner kick. Lots of their strong defensive headers, excuse me, went in for that corner kick, but just over the bar.
I noticed that Casteel's defensive line is staying up near midfield. How hard is that for Shadow Ridge to advance the ball when the defenders are so high?
Well, it really just depends on how good the defenders are. They have been winning most every air ball out of the air, and it seems that Shadow Ridge is their only opportunities come from those air balls, so it really is putting a stint in Shadow Ridge's offense, having these defenders who are strong in the air right now. Really, there has been no offensive challenge by Shadow Ridge for Casteel's defense at this time.
Casteel with a throw in deep in Shadow Ridge territory. They'll be taken at the edge of the 18-yard box. Pass back out. Tries the whip in the corner and blocked, and out of bounds to Shadow Ridge. Shadow Ridge tries to go fast, but turns it over right there to Lewis. Lewis, bad little touch there. Oh, missed kick there by Casteel. Race to get the ball, saved. And it's to Frohart in the middle. Frohart, nice little back pass, but stolen there by Shadow Ridge and passed up to Rita Rivera. Shadow Ridge working across midfield, but not for long as that one rolls out of bounds back to Casteel. Shadow Ridge 1-4, won their first game of the season yesterday against Valley Vista, have struggled to score goals coming into the game yesterday. They've only scored 1 goal all season. Yesterday they scored 3 So you look for their offense to continue their strides and hopefully advance into this game. There's a rip there from Custer. Easy take by the goalkeeper, White. That's twice now we've seen Jenna Custer let it rip from outside the 18-yard box. She's not afraid to fire from deep.
Yeah, generally not a fan of those, but she seems to have a strong kick. So, and maybe it's worked out for her before, and her coach encourages her to take those shots. But especially with strong players like the Lewis sisters out on the side, you know, I would get the ball out to them and see if we could get it in for a cross. Better opportunities always come that way.
Just there was a through ball to Lewis, and she almost got past, but Logan White, the goalkeeper for Shadow Ridge, smart and came up early to get the ball. In the middle now, nice footwork there by Sains. Defense clears it for Shadow Ridge, but Casteel keeps in their territory. Here's Lewis on the left wing. Lets a rip, hits her own player in the middle, and Shadow Ridge is able to clear it out. Casteel ranked number 2 in the state of Arizona. Pinnacle High School is ranked number 1. They are also 4-0. Casteel first in the Santan section, the 5A. Here's the throw in. Fight for the ball. Lewis now into the middle. Pass back. There's Custer. And she looks to the right wing and reverses the ball. White now. Back in. That's Sains with the ball on the right wing. Gets past her defender. Cross to the middle, and that's knocked out of bounds. Good block there by Knesny.
This is a great opportunity for Casteel. Definitely having height and ball winners in on the corner kick is a great opportunity for them. So even though, you know, she didn't score, she got a corner kick, and that's really all you can do in that point.
Second corner here for Casteel, and it's Custer with the big leg taking it. Nice ball there in the middle. Knocked away by White, the goalkeeper. Good defense, but it goes back to Custer. Whistle and a foul on the play. White there going into the opposing Casteel players to punch that ball away. How brave do the goalkeepers have to be with all those players coming at them trying to score that goal?
Oh, extremely brave. I always pitied the goalkeeper that was on the other side of me when I was coming in a corner kick. It's a tough job, but, you know, someone's got to do it.
Emily, former D1 player at Loyola Marymount University. 19 minutes left to go here in the first half. Casteel leading with the score of 1-0 goal early in the game. Shadow Ridge has a little momentum now into the opposing attack. Nice little 1-2 action there. Here's Forbes. Forbes, big grip. Not enough pressure. Easy save there by Sarah Kaler, the goalkeeper, seeing her first action of the night.
Yeah, a shot way out of the 18 such as that one is just not going to get past this goalkeeper. Kaler is an exceptional keeper. He's been on varsity for at least 3 years, I believe, and he's got several saves this season. Has only let in 1 goal, as you know, this entire season. So,
oh, aggressive tackle there on the edge of the box, and they're going to whistle it for a foul. Interesting, very dangerous. Couldn't have been a penalty. That's Alexandra White, the senior, with a little reckless tackle there right on the edge of that 18-yard box. Shadow Ridge with the first real possibility of the night off this set piece. Taking it will be the captain, senior Morgan Sweeney, for the Stallions. Two-person wall. There's the cross. It's far off the top of the head of Forbes, and it's going to go out for a goal kick.
had a good little curve right there, but Forbes just couldn't get on the end of it. They don't have the same height that Casteel has, I've noticed. Shadow Ridge, that is, does not have the height that Casteel has.
We have a couple of substitutes now for Shadow Ridge. And in a situation like that, in a game like this where Casteel is dominating possession, Shadow Ridge, not a lot of offensive possibilities, you really got to take advantage of those set pieces. Unable to capitalize there, but we'll see if they can do the next time. Casteel, on the other hand, on the counter attack. Here's Custer. Nice little through ball to Lewis. Lewis one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Gets it, but a nice save there by Abby Tice. The senior smart enough to go back and cover the goal while her goalkeeper went out there.
All right, tighten your tilt.
Third corner here for Casteel.
All right, Stefan, you're currently live.
1-0, 16 and a half minutes left in the first half. Here's Custer with the whip in. Goalkeeper misses it, header, and it goes in. That's going to be Renee Signs, the senior. Logan White, the goalkeeper for Shadow Ridge. A little misplay of the ball, just missed it. No one left to cover the goal. And Renee Signs right there to head it in.
Like I said, those corner kicks are dangerous, and Shadow Ridge would do well to give up as little of them as they can with Casteel's height and stature and ability to win the ball in the air.
2-0 now as Casteel leads Shadow Ridge. 16 minutes left in the first half. That's the 19th goal scored by Casteel this season, only conceding 1. So the games that they've played, they've dominated. As here's Custer in the middle of the field. Swing pass on the outside. Beautiful connection there to White as she looks up for Lewis, and Lewis is behind the defense. First touch cross, no good. Bad clearance there, and it goes in the front of the net, and a missed shot right in front of the net. That's Renee Sainz looking for her second goal of the night.
Looked like a goal kick, apparently. Another corner.
Oh, must have been a deflection, and that'll be the 4th corner already for Casteel. They go quick to the edge of the box for Lewis. Lewis back to Custer, back to Lewis. Custer whips it in. Good cross at the far post. Header in front and cleared away so far by Shadow Ridge. Shadow Ridge, White and goal, is so used to those near post corners. That far post one caught her off guard, and there was no defense back there. Lucky that Casteel couldn't capitalize.
Yes, that was rather poor defending job by Shadow Ridge, not sending 2 defenders out, especially with someone with speed like Lewis. You definitely need that coverage back there, but luckily they got out of it.
Casteel back now on the attack in the middle. That's Steenhardt as they pass the ball along the backside, looking for an opportunity. Good fight there. That's Morgan Sweeney as she wins it back for Shadow Ridge. Pass intercepted in the middle of the field. That's Frohart. Nice little through ball. And that's Lewis on the left wing. Bad first touch. And Sweeney wins it back for Shadow Ridge. Excuse me, not Sweeney. Cara Broswell won it back. Big boot there to clear it from their area. And Casteel will take back over. Custer in the middle of the field. Nice little ball there, controlled by Frohart. Taking her time, no defender stepping up. Lewis on the right side, and the flag goes up, and she's off. Second offsides of the night for Casteel.
Yeah, if only Renee Sainz had picked up her head. Her keeper was way off her line. A little chip shot might have done it there, but obviously I understand she wants to play to Lewis. Lewis is the speedy one out there, so not a bad decision, but definitely had an opportunity.
Lewis fighting for the ball with Izzy Blanco, and that'll go out. And we'll have a substitution for Shadow Ridge and Casteel. Casteel coming in number 5, Tori Brown. For number 25, Lily Steenhardt. And for Casteel, coming in, excuse me, I can't see her number. Ball in the middle of the box. Back out to White. She looks to pass, and that'll go out of the end line for a goal kick.
Get the ball out of the shot. Go back in.
12-14 left here in the first half. Casteel leading
Let's get back in shot.
the Shadow Ridge Stallions 2-0. Casteel dominating possession so far this half. As in the middle, that's Tori Brown fighting for the ball. Just subbed in. Finds Lewis. Lewis. Shot from outside the box. Little mishandle there by White, but she corrals it. And a nice little save there. Casteel not at all afraid to shoot from outside the box thus far.
No, definitely not. And when you see a keeper bobble the ball like
Alex, follow that ball.
this Shadow Ridge keeper just did, well, just encourages you to take more of those shots, and maybe next time your teammates will follow through.
Here's White on the near line. Nice little 1-2 with Custer. Back towards the middle. Knocked away by it for a moment, but it's retained. Here's the through ball. Ooh, looking for Lewis, I believe, but too far in the middle off target, and White will retain it. Here's the ball. Lewis running for it. Slide tackle in the middle. She goes down. No whistle. As White will retain it. Very risky slide tackle right there in the box.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but sometimes you're the last defender and you do what you can to stop the ball. And clearly she got mostly the ball there, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend slide tackling back there in the box.
Nice win of possession there by Kaylee Laramie. Here's Forbes for Shadow Ridge, looking around for someone to find. And it goes back to Forbes in the middle of the field. Shadow Ridge slowly making their way up, but there's a bad pass there, and Casteel wins it back. Here's Renee Signs in the middle. She finds White on the outside. White looks up, finds Lewis. Lewis looks for Brown, but nice knock away there. That's Sophie Konesi, excuse me. As Konesi wins it back. Looking up, bad pass there, intercepted, but then cleared away by Shadow Ridge. That's Maaka in the middle. Bad first touch, and that one's stolen by Aratia Rivera. And a bad pass there, not enough power behind it, and it's intercepted. One back in the middle by Keeleen Laramie. As Casteel, no mercy as they fight for that ball back, and it's Lewis. Lewis looks for her sister, finds it in the middle. Flag stays down, bad shot there. And it goes wide for a goal kick.
A little more composure in front of the goal there would have done wonders. One touch, especially by someone as fast as Lewis, just right past the goalkeeper, and that would have been an easy pass in.
It seemed like for a moment she believed she was offside, so she kind of let up for a second.
Yes, that is fair. It did appear that she may have been offsides, but the ref didn't see it or call it, and now the Lewis sisters are taking a break for the rest of the half.
First time this game, both Lewis sisters will sit down. As Shadow Ridge has a lot of pressure. Nice passes all around. And retain possession there in the middle. Here's Forbes. Tries to turn. Nice little nutmeg there. Now has two girls on her and stolen in the middle there by Signs. Custer looking to go this way to White. Casteel a lot of the times find Custer in the middle, who finds White on this near side wing right here. Here's a little through ball. Gets past the Brown. Brown just the goalie to beat, and she does it. Nice finish there by Tori Brown, the junior. And Casteel is now up 3-0 with just under 8 minutes left in the first half.
That was a very good run, perfectly timed, and the ball slipped right past those two defenders. And good composure on the finish. Just placed it right past the goalkeeper. Came in right next to the post. Very well done.
Alex, one of your your log because you're the first ball on screen.
Shadow Ridge wants to get some momentum going. They really have got to stop with the turnovers. That's probably been their biggest fault this game. Now, Casteel is a high pressure team with very good defending offenders, if you get what I mean. The offense is really a big part of their defense here, and that's how they've been keeping the ball on their side of the half pretty much this entire game.
Definitely Casteel with a lot of pressure throughout, even from their attackers. Goals now by Maaka, Signs, and Brown for Casteel. Shadow Ridge with only one shot on goal, a long shot from outside the 18-yard box. But looking for something that can spark some life in them. Ball won in the middle by Sophie Bohan.
Alex, you're live, dude.
Casteel working their way up. Went for the through ball there to Brown, but Brown wasn't expecting it. So Shadow Ridge will take back over as they play it in the back, but a little sloppy. That's Bohan in the middle. Nice little one-touch pass there. Back to Bohan, but she can't get there, and it's turned over. But it goes right to Laramie, and she takes it for Shadow Ridge. Shadow Ridge looking get the ball out of their own half. This pressure by Casteel, and like you said, it's not even by their defenders, it's by their attackers. It's been hard for Shadow Ridge to deal with. They swing the ball now around midfield, and they're looking up. That's Fielder, who's recently came on. Lets it rip with her left foot, just misses the net. Nice little rip there with her left. Almost tucked it in the corner.
Yeah, a very good shot. A little bit more on target. It would have been in, obviously. But this goalie, Shadow Ridge goalie, has been playing very far off her line. So I think that was a great opportunity. She looked up, she saw the goalie was out, and she went for it, but just a little off target.
And it's hard for it because Casteel does have the pace with both Lewis sisters on the wing, so she has to come out when those through balls come through. But like we've seen, Casteel not afraid to take the long shots, so she has to be ready for both to come out and to guard those long shots. So not an easy job by the junior goalkeeper tonight. Here's White, nice little ball possession. Long shot again, but this one's corralled by White. Nice save there.
Alex, get him the ball, please.
Bad touch there by the senior White. A Shadow Ridge will take over near midfield.
All right.
5 minutes left here in the first half as Casteel leads 3-0. Casteel 4-0 on the season so far, looking for their 5th victory. Shadow Ridge 1-4, picked up their first victory of the season yesterday. You can hear the frustration from Shadow Ridge and their goalkeeper White. They just seem to have no energy kind of standing around. How frustrating is that when you're a goalkeeper and even a teammate and you see your other teammates just lazy?
Well, it's definitely not fun to lose, and especially by so much in the first half. Frustrations run high, I've found, especially with women's soccer teams. Plus, the amount, like I said earlier, of turnovers that Shadow Ridge has had this game, it's frustrating. Really frustrating. I get it.
Here's Brown dribbling around the defender. Gets in the box, crosses to the middle, just behind her target. That was Marissa Guevara. Casteel takes it back over in the middle. Lets it rip from deep. Nice hand on the ball by White. hits the bar and it goes back to her and she catches it. Nice palm there on the ball to knock it off target.
Yeah, another. I gotta say that was another great shot, great opportunity by Casteel, and another a lucky save. She just got enough hand on it to force that ball onto the top post and got it right back into her hands. So it was a good reach, definitely, but also a good shot and a good opportunity. Shadow Ridge really has to try and limit those.
You might look at the box score and say 3 goals in the first half by Casteel, bad day by Logan White. She's been playing a very solid game. There's been some misplays, but she's been aggressive and she's made some nice plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, definitely. She has good save on one of Casteel's corner kicks. Really, at the end of the day, you know, it's a team sport and the goalkeeper can't stop every goal as much as you'd like them to be able to. If the defense is letting players pass them, such as Tori Brown on her last goal, you know, there's really not a lot you can do as a goalkeeper.
Foul there by Shadow Ridge. That's her 3rd foul of the game so far. 2:10 left here in the first half. 3-0 Casteel. Here's the ball. Nice block there by Sweeney from Shadow Ridge. And it's controlled but stolen away there. That's Guevara. She whips it across and no one's home. A nice couple crossing possibilities here for Casteel. No one seeming to be there on the back end.
Yes. No, they have not, I think, been following up to the goal as much as they should have. Casteel, they have been favoring these shots from out on top of the 18, but have not been following through to finish that. Especially, you know, as you said earlier, White is a solid keeper, but she does have a tendency to bobble the ball sometimes. That's the perfect opportunity as a forward to follow up. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Definitely something Casteel could be working on.
Sweeney controls the ball in the middle. It's knocked out, but Shadow Ridge will retain possession. Shadow Ridge gotten a little bit more possession in the opponent's half here as the half has gone on, but still nowhere near where they would like it to be. They are a fairly young team, only 3 seniors on the Stallions roster. They've made the playoffs the past 4 years, but have exited in the first round every time. They've started out 0-4 for the first time in 5 years. So this program used to fairly good success, and this season is just a little bit off.
Yeah, perhaps they haven't found their momentum, and I think, you know, they just haven't found the goal yet. It's not to say they probably haven't had their opportunities, but putting the ball in the back of the net, that's the best you can do.
Brown with a nice strike there, but another good save by White as she gets her hand on it. Brown just weaving in and out of the defenders.
A good touch by White, but again, another corner kick for Casteel.
3 seconds left to see if they can get it off in time. They're not going to be able to, and that'll take us to halftime. So Casteel with a 3-0 lead so far on Shadow Ridge, dominating possession in the first half. What have you seen, Emily, so far from Casteel that you liked?
Well, I definitely like the speed, and I definitely like the intensity of their offense. It is really doing them a lot of favors. As I mentioned earlier, this offense is playing a huge part in Casteel's defense. Shadow Ridge has just not really been able to get off of their own half because we've got strong, like a wall of defense in the back.
3-0 with goals by Maka, Signs, and Brown. Shadow Ridge, only 1 shot on target so far, struggling a little bit. I'm James Malamus here with Emily Carmen, former Division I player at Loyola Marymount University. Emily, we talked about it a little bit in the first half. Casteel, great pressure with their attacking players. Their defense staying up at midfield, keeping that ball in Shadow Ridge's half. What are you looking for come the second half? We touched a little bit about it at halftime. Coming the second half, what do you want to see Casteel continue to finish this game out right? Because sometimes teams get lazy when they're up ahead. What do you want to see them do in the second half?
Yeah, I want to see them score more goals. I mean, honestly, this is a fun team to watch, and soccer is more fun to watch when people are scoring. I don't think anyone can argue with that. So And I expect to see more goals from them. We'll just see if they get it done. Definitely driving the nail in with the hammer will keep this team alive right now.
Shadow Ridge will start the ball with the second half. Oh, and a trip there by Maaka. And that'll give Shadow Ridge the ball back. Not a lot of help there. As they're running through players, there's the whistle and the foul. Just ran right through, I believe it was White on the side there. Or excuse me, Custer. And that's a foul, the fourth one of the game on Shadow Ridge. Sweeney in the middle, little header off target there. As Casteel will make it. Oh, jumping right through players, little through ball there. And that's Lewis. Morgan Lewis, the captain. Ball to the inside. Nice little quick pass there, but it's blocked. As Renee Signs looked for the little one-touch cross across the middle, but it was blocked there by the Shadow Ridge defense.
Lewis Sr. definitely has some speed on her as well. I know maybe she's not as fast as her younger sister, but she definitely is speedy. Oh.
And that's a goal there for Casteel.
A really, really great ball in by Lewis Sr. That's Morgan Lewis. Kind of bounced around a little, just like pinball, but number 12 found the
Renee
back of the
Signs with the second goal of the night for her. That'll increase the lead to 4-0 here with 38.5 minutes left in the second half. There was Casteel again, working the ball on the wing, trying to whip it across the middle. They've been unsuccessful so far with it in the first half there. Really good ball. Little ping pong like you said, but Renee Signs there to find it.
Yeah, they really needed a good clear there. I was happy with their first few minutes here in the game. They seem to be keeping the ball a little bit better, but just a couple of deflections and not a good clearance, that'll do it. That helps the other team score.
Here's Lewis, ball in the middle, ball across, and it'll go across to the other Lewis. Nice defense there by Broswell, who knocked it away, but Lewis will get it again in the corner. Little work her way inside, stop, turn back towards the middle again. Finds in the middle, that's Signs. Signs, nice little left-footed hit, but right at the goalkeeper, White for the save.
She was looking for another one. But a line drive right to the keeper, unfortunately. A little chip might have done it, but sometimes we don't finesse enough, us soccer players. It happens.
Here's White with the throw-in. Custer. Bad header there off target. That'll go out of bounds, and they'll give Shadow Ridge the possession and then in enemy territory. Here's a throw-in in the middle. That's Sweeney. Nice little layoff pass. Oh, misplay there by Broswell. And she runs back, and she wins the ball back. Little physical play there on the wing as Casteel will take it. Now we see Shadow Ridge here with the up-tempo. Great defense by their attackers, keeping the ball in Casteel territory. And a whistle. And it seems like the referee will have a couple words with Kara Broswell, junior midfielder and forward for Shadow Ridge, excuse me. It looks like they stopped the play because Broswell was down. So Shadow Ridge will kick it back to Casteel, who will take over and go back on the attack. Signs, nice little turn, little through ball. Let's see if Lewis can get there using her pace. Nice touch, gets past the goalkeeper, no one in net. It's the bar. Other Lewis there. Her shot's wide as well. Great chance there by Casteel, and they can't put it away.
that was a little surprising. At first, I didn't think Lewis Senior, Morgan Lewis, would get there, but she did. Just couldn't complete that pass in. Hit the bar, unlucky. And Lewis Junior had a little bit of a wider shot, but yeah, that's where you kind of see the game break down. They're already winning 4-0. Maybe they're not as focused up top as they could be, but you know, I'm sure another opportunity will come. Hopefully they can make up for it.
Nice idea for the through ball there by Shadow Ridge, but that'll run out of bounds. Great touch there we saw by Morgan Lewis to get around the defender White, like we said, or excuse me, goalkeeper White, like we said. She has to play up more because of the pace on the wings by both Lewis sisters. So there she came up. Great touch by Lewis to get around her, and fortunately enough for White and the Stallions, just hit the woodwork by Lewis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, White seems to be hanging too much in the middle. I almost prefer to see her going really hard one way or the other. You're right. So she has to make sure, you know, they're not going to chip me, and at the same time, you know, you've got two players with great speed, so she's got to be ready for that breakaway and for the challenge. But she seems to be a little bit in limbo right now. So really, it's hard for goalkeepers, but at the end of the day, you have to make a decision about how you're going to play. She just seems to be caught in the middle.
Fifth corner now for Casteel as it goes in the middle. Knocked away, ball still loose in the middle, but good clearance there by Shadow Ridge. And Lewis will take over near midfield. Nice steal there. That's Forbes. As the Shadow Ridge Stallions go on the attack, but great defensive recovery there by Casteel as they win the ball back near midfield. Through ball to Lewis, no good. Flag goes up. And it looks like that was an offsides call. Third one of the game against Casteel.
I believe that was a foul by Lewis on that defender right there. Lewis came a little bit from behind, but parents don't seem to agree with that. But now that was an offsides foul. Number 12, Renee Signs, came from offsides and received the ball onsides. That you cannot do. Shadow Ridge will kick it again.
32 minutes left here in the second half. Casteel leading 4-0. Dominating play, but here in the second half, a little bit more even. We're seeing Shadow Ridge getting some opportunities as Lewis takes on the left wing. Defender on her. Cuts to the inside. Touch a little too far away. And it looks like they're both on the ground fighting for it. No whistle there. And finally a whistle, but it looks like we may have a foul on Lewis. Yeah, Lewis a little aggressive there on the ground, maybe unhappy she didn't get a call.
Yeah, definitely was kicking her feet while on the ground. Can't do that.
Oh, look at that poor ref running. Why he run like that?
White will take the kick, but it'll go back to Casteel. Here on the wing, Frothart passes it out. Signs, whips it in the middle. Lewis, good defense there by Shadow Ridge as they're fighting for the ball. Ball still loose. Knocked away, but Casteel will keep it. Goes past. Here's Signs. No one stopping her. She'll rip it from there. Just left of the net. We know she's not afraid to take those ones, and she almost got her hat trick on the night.
Yes. From what I see, it seems she's playing center forward, and this is something that center forwards do quite often. They don't stay, you know, up high. Sometimes they do. A lot of times, you know, they're coming back to check the ball, so they're often behind their two other forwards, especially fast forwards like the Lewis sisters. She's doing a really good job with that and taking advantage. She's found the goal once, I believe, twice, I believe, actually, and she's still looking for it. So good on her.
Here's Custer in the middle of the field. Nice little ball. Nice little header there by Signs, but can't find Lewis with the connection. Custer to Signs. We'll be seeing that at Grand Canyon as both are committed to play soccer at GCU. As Custer will get the ball again in the middle. And a little bit of a wild pass. Hard to control. but it'll be retained. Oh, mishandle there, and it's stolen by Broswell, but she'll give it right back to Custer. Here's Ma'aka showing the footwork, but she loses it to Forbes. Getting a little too fancy there with the ball in her own half. It'll go out, go back to Casteel.
The defense is was playing a little bit casually right there. So far, they've been all right.
4-0 with half an hour to go here in the second half. And here's White on the wing, pass too far ahead. It'll go back to Shadow Ridge. As a defender, you're literally the last line of defense before your goalkeeper. The captain, Ma'aka, a little sloppy with the ball. Coach probably isn't happy with that.
She had a couple turnovers, too, in the first half. She was subbed out. Perhaps that's why. We can't know for sure. But someone like her, you know, really needs to be a wall back there and cannot let silly balls go.
Here's a free kick there by Shadow Ridge. A little miscommunication there between the goalkeeper and the Casteel defense. Ball was free to play for a moment. Luckily, they were able to clear it out there. And Shadow Ridge, has won their first corner of the night.
Kayla was very indecisive on that play. If I was her, I would have wanted her to come out and grab that ball with her hands. Clearly, that's what the Casteel defender wanted as well. But instead, they gave up a corner.
Here's Sweeney for Shadow Ridge as she gets ready to take the corner. Towards the front of the post, headed away nicely, but a foul there. She brought the, Shadow Ridge player brought her foot really high. It looked like she almost kicked. She almost kicked the defender there in the head. Luckily, it doesn't seem like she did.
Yes.
And they're okay, but that's just a sloppy play there.
Yeah, you also got to be careful as a defender not to bring your head down. I think the Casteel defender brought her head down a little bit, so definitely I've experienced that in college soccer. I've been kicked in the head before. It's not fun. Something both sides should watch out for.
Here's Lewis now with the ball, looking for someone to find. Nice pass there, and Casteel will advance up. Ball deflected, out of bounds. That should stay with Casteel, and it does. Earlier in the first half, Casteel really working the ball on this near sideline with Custer and White and Lewis. This second half, they're working the same sideline again, but they're using Corinne Denninger, the junior, and the other Lewis, Morgan Lewis. So they're staying on the same side of the field, but utilizing different players.
It seems to be working all right for them. I think they've definitely been more on the attack this half than they were last half.
Here's the throw-in now by Casteel. And Shadow Ridge will take over, but Casteel's forwards not afraid to play hard-pressed defense.
It seems these Shadow Ridge forwards on the outside just don't get wide enough. I was saying this a little bit earlier, but Shadow Ridge just seems too condensed in the middle, and they're not stretching out the game enough to be successful here.
Here's Steenhard with the ball in the corner near the 18-yard box. Loses it, but retains it, and here's Lewis. Tries to whip it across, but it's knocked away there by Sweeney. And Casteel will get their 6th corner of the night. Looks like Casteel will prepare a couple of substitutions. It seems like they'll come in after the corner. And here's Custer to take it. Casteel loading the goal line with players, making it hard for the goalkeeper. That one's headed across and headed over the bar. Great opportunity there for Casteel.
A classic doubleheader. The first teammate heads the ball, and the second teammate, who's on her way down from the original header, can't get over it, so hits it over. You see it all the time. So unfortunate, but these Casteel girls have really been doing well in the air, so they're probably happy they got their head on it anyway.
Signs and both Lewis sisters will come out for Casteel. We saw there Casteel, they loaded the goalie's line with players. What's the strategy there?
If you have a good player who can take a corner kick and curve the ball in so that it gets to that line. It helps really to distract the keeper. And as we've seen with White, this keeper, she's not afraid to come out and punch the ball. So really, any way you can just get in her way and mess up her game. That was probably the strategy there. And having a good person to take the corner kick and curve the ball onto the goal line, you can take that opportunity. You can do that.
Ball won back there by Ma'aka, and Casteel played to the middle to Tori Brown. Oh, and the defender just grabs her arm and swings her around. That's a clear foul there. That's the 5th foul on Shadow Ridge. And Ma'aka will get ready to take it for Casteel. Referee has some words with the Shadow Ridge players, getting a little frustrated, down 4-0 here. 25 minutes left to play in the second half. As here's the ball, goes over the head, and the goalkeeper lets that go out of play smartly, and that'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure frustrations are high with the Shadow Ridge team. Every team hates to lose. It happens. This is now the time for their coach, to really take control of their players and know that, the game's not over yet and you still have the opportunity to improve and to do the things you want to do. Maybe they won't win, but they definitely could still score a goal. It's not off the table. So just keeping a level head now is important.
Casteel with the ball in the attacking position. Custard outside to the wing. Good pass. Oh, mishandled there by... Well, didn't catch the number there, but it was mishandled and out of play. Shadow Ridge will take the ball back over.
Casteel's getting some fresh legs now that they're up by a healthy number of goals. Going to give a lot of their players the chance to play, and why not? I noticed while looking at their roster earlier that a lot of these players have played in pretty much every game for 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4 of the games for a lot of these players. So perhaps that's because they've scored several goals and they've had the opportunity to play these players. It's good to get repetition.
Coming into the night, Casteel scoring 17 goals on the season, already adding 4 tonight, only giving up 1 goal all season, keeping that with another clean sheet so far this game. So they've been winning in dominating fashion, allowing those players, like you said, to get those reps that could really come in handy later in the year.
Yeah. And even if not this year, in the coming years, because Casteel is a very old team. Their youngest starting player is a sophomore. Everyone else is a junior or senior. And so getting younger players in for these repetitions now, even though they're not starting, that's really good for building a team for the next years. So a good strategy by the Casteel coach.
Casteel won the state championship in the 5A region last year, beating Ironwood Ridge. Casteel ranked number 1 in the postseason. So far ranked number 2 in the state of Arizona, right behind Pinnacle, who's also 4-0. But another dominating showing so far by Casteel, looking, like you said, with an old team to try to get back to that state championship game.
Definitely, and they have the talent to do it, I believe. It looks like it so far.
Tori Brown takes a hard fall there. Ref will blow the whistle. And that'll be the 6th foul so far on Shadow Ridge. Nothing malicious there, just a hard attempt there. And missed the ball, got Tori Brown, but we'll play on.
Yeah, didn't look malicious, just a little hack, but this could be a good opportunity for Casteel. A nice set play, not too far off the box. Maybe they're looking for a header. Oh, and there's a yellow card.
That'll be a yellow card shown to number 7, the sophomore Kayleen Laramie, and she will come off. Good time here for Casteel to practice their set pieces. Up 4-0, 21 minutes, 14 seconds left to go here in the second half. Stepping up to take it will be Scarlett Frohart. Usually, we saw Custer step up to take it for a second. Switched off, maybe get some repetition for the other players. Goalkeeper Logan White for Shadow Ridge in goal, telling the wall where to go. as Brohart gets ready and takes knocked away, but Custer retains it at the top of the box. Turns, finds Brohart again. And big collision there. Frohart comes away with the ball again, dribbles past some defenders, but Shadow Ridge able to knock it away. Here's a counter-attacking chance for Shadow Ridge. That's Sophie Bohan with the ball. Looks up for Forbes. Bad first touch. As she wins it back. Physical play there on Ma'aka. And Casteel take it. Tori Brown loses the ball. Tori Brown with a goal earlier here in the first half. Looking for a second one. Some physical play here as Tori Brown runs right through that defender. That's Abby Tice. And she'll be called. Oh, excuse me. Abby Tice will be called for the foul.
Actually, I believe it was the other defender. Once Tori lost possession of the ball, the ref decided, I didn't catch the number, but yeah, she got pulled, but she retained possession, at least the ref thought. And when she lost it, he gave her that call. But here's another set piece. Maybe Frohand will try and chip it in again. Wasn't a bad chip last time. There was just no one on the end of it. So we'll see if they use the same strategy.
You are correct about the call. The ref went over to talk to Ava Hunsacker. As Frohart, little dish off. Dunninger, bad touch, and that'll roll out of play. Couple of substitutions for Casteel. We'll see Custer come off. Frohart will come off. And so will Lily Steenhard, one of the captains. So we see Casteel getting some of their younger players and getting them some reps and keeping up the aggression. Right there we see that they win the ball in offensive territory yet again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Casteel has been successful with their subs this year. I mean, their subs have scored several goals. Tori Brown had 3 goals last year, 1 goal this year. Subbed in Jorgia Hasper has had a goal this year. So if your subs are going to be successful, I mean, why not sub them in on a game like this? As we said earlier, it's good repetition for them, especially the younger players.
Good idea with the through ball there. Almost found Tori Brown running in the box just too hard. That'll run out of play for another goal kick. 18:30 left here in the second half. Casteel leading Shadow Ridge 4-0. Goals by Ma'aka, Brown, and 2 by Signs for Casteel. Shadow Ridge with the ball, but not a lot of options for passes. Seems like Casteel's marking every player as Shadow Ridge gets into Casteel territory. But now here's a nice little through ball over the top to Brown. Brown's got a defender to beat. Good defense there. And Brown still has it. Knocked away. Couple of spins into the middle. Nice little finesse shot, but that's wide. That was hit by Georgia Jasper.
Yeah, Shadow Ridge hasn't really been able to escape from their own half these last probably 10 minutes. And there aren't a lot of options because they're making the defense for Casteel a little easy. As you can see, they're very condensed in the middle. The entire team is condensed in the middle field, so the defenders basically just stand near each other, and it's easy to cover any of the 3 forwards. Shadow Ridge could really do with some stretching out here, making the field wide, making it hard to defend.
Ball being knocked around, and it's won there by Casteel, but given right back to Shadow Ridge, who just clears it from their end, and it gets to about midfield, and it'll go right back to Casteel.
Shadow Ridge doesn't seem to be playing with a high forward either. Both their forwards are hanging back a little bit, which also makes it easier to defend. If either of them gets the ball, you know, the defenders see them right in front of them. It's much easier to defend. Here's a defensive sub for Casteel. We'll see how this new defender fares against the Shadow Ridge lineup.
That'll be Emma Martin coming in for Corinne Dendinger. Dendinger, solid game so far. Playing that defense, going out on the wing at some points. A really solid game by her. As Shadow Ridge gets an opportunity for a counterattack. Ball over the top. Defense is there. but so is Sweeney from Shadow Ridge. That's Ma'aka, and she'll boot it up to Tori Brown. Brown tried a little head pass to the defender, and she retains possession. Ball up now. That's Marissa Guevara across the middle. 3-on-4. Tries for the outside shot. Goalkeeper off her line again, but this time right to her. Bohan with the ball in the middle, excuse me. Looking for options. Out to Sweeney, but defense there to steal it. I've noticed lately in the second half here, Casteel really attacking down the middle with Tori Brown, not using the wings as often as they were when the Lewis sisters were in.
Yeah, well, of course, the Lewis sisters are very fast. Probably one of the strongest parts of Casteel's offense. So when they're out, you need to adjust. Tori Brown has a couple goals, a goal on the season. So perhaps she's looking for another one. She seems to have some speed on her and good ball control, so I would play her the ball too.
Ma'aka clears it for Casteel, and they'll get it. Nice little drag backs there. That's Morgan Fielder, the sophomore. Some good ball handling. Ma'aka will take it up through the middle, take it herself. The defender coming up into the attacking end. Nice little ball to Tori Brown, but she can't handle it. Let's see if she can use her pace and get around the defender. No, good defense there. That's Izzy Blanco, the junior defender from Shadow Ridge. Great idea to block off Tori Brown, let the ball go out of play.
Yes, I have noticed that Casteel seems to be a very dynamic team. They move around a lot. They're not stuck in their positions, as we just saw. A center back moving forward, joining the attack. It's very dynamic, and it's good, and I think it's helped their offense a lot. Their midfielders will run up the sides. Their side forwards will run into the middle. Being a dynamic team is good, and it really makes an offense strong. So hats off to Casteel for that.
Emma Martin, the new sub, with a little bit of action there, as they'll find Tori Brown in the middle. Defender on her back, but she'll turn. Look for the through ball. Good idea, but knocked away there. Ball bouncing around there in the middle. Partially cleared out there by Shadow Ridge. A little miss kick, and Casteel will take it over. Let it rip from deep, and that one will sail wide. Another outside the box shot from Casteel. That one just sailing wide as well.
Yes. Goalkeeper White, in my opinion, very lucky that some of these goals are off target, because she is off her line. It makes me a little nervous watching her, but I mean, she's been successful so far with it, so she's going to keep doing what she's doing. But one day, if one of these shots is on target, it looks like it could be an easy chip.
Brown with the ball, pass back to the middle. Oh, White, it hits her hands, mishandles it, and it'll go out of bounds for a corner kick for Casteel. That's their 7th one of the game. White, I was just about to say, she's had a couple really good saves when they have had those long shots. She's gotten her hand on it. One of them went off her hand, off the bar, back into her hands. Lucky save there. Another one, great palm on the ball, knocked it over. And just like that, she mishandles it and gives Casteel a corner. This time they're lining up near the penalty marker. And this cross will whip across. And I believe they call offsides there.
Yes, offsides or a goal kick. It may have gone out. Will be a goal kick. Yeah, it might have just crossed that line. But that was a really great run to the very, very far post. If it had stayed in, it would have been a great crossing opportunity.
One thing I've noticed in this game is these goal kicks by Shadow Ridge. There doesn't seem to be any real plan or communication on them. White's just kind of booting them, and Casteel seems to be coming away with every one.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a great plan, especially because Casteel is such a ball-winning team. They win a lot of the balls in the air that they face with. Perhaps it's they're just trying to get lucky, or perhaps White doesn't have that strong of a kick. If so, I think she should definitely be aiming more towards the sidelines. But as I said earlier, her teammates aren't really spreading out. They're kind of all staying in the center, so that's where she's got to kick it.
11:19 left to go here in the second half. Casteel leading 4-0. Here's Tori Brown with the ball in the middle. Already has a goal on the day. Looking to get a second possibly. As Casteel will take it near the box. Nice defense there. Pass deflected. And Alejandra Flam almost got there for Casteel. Comes up a little hobbly. And Shadow Ridge on the counterattack. Great defense there by the Casteel defense, winning the ball back. Casteel's defense has been rock solid tonight.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, Shadow Ridge keeps trying to get it out, but as you can see, their forwards are just not staying high, and so it's easy for the defenders to keep the forwards in front of them and just stop anything that tries to go past them.
We'll have a foul there on Brooke Waters, the junior. That'll be the 5th foul against Casteel. A little aggressive play. And this is an opportunity for Shadow Ridge, their players, to move up the field out of their own half. Here's the ball. Knocked around in the middle. Here's Bohan. Touch is a little strong. Goes to the corner. And she'll kick it. Great play. She'll kick it off Martin, and it'll be their ball. Quick throw in there by Bohan. Knocked into the middle of the box. Deflected, and the goalkeeper. Oh! A little swing there at the end by the offensive player on the goalkeeper. And
yeah, that was.
The flag will go up. Only about the second time that Sarah Kaler has had some action in goal, and as she received it, it seemed like there was a little extra kick there at the end.
Yeah, I would say that was her first real save of the game. Good save. She came out strong. Yeah, the Shadow Ridge forward got a little kicky towards the end. Trying for anything at this point, but not a safe play.
And the referees will discuss it. And as the head ref will come back to talk to Kaler in the middle. Kaler, the junior goalkeeper, only allowing 1 goal in the season, so great play so far as the ref will play on.
Yeah, I mean, if I were Kaler, I'd rather keep the ball in my hands anyway. So, you know, just something you got to let go, and she seems to be fine, so.
Ball knocked around in the air right near midfield as Tori Brown will take it for Casteel. Brown with a nice little through ball there on the far wing. Good defense there by Blanco to get there, but she'll knock it out.
Yeah. Luckily, she didn't have to deal with a Lewis sister at that moment. Definitely, Casteel does not have the same speed on the outside as they did when they first started the game.
The Lewis sisters, both of them been sitting out. None of them scoring a goal tonight, but they've been very dynamic players, creating opportunities left and right for Casteel. Body's hitting the ground. Tori Brown coming away with it. The shot across body just left of the net.
Teammates are jumping up and down on the bench. She really wants one, it looks like it, and they really want her to have one. So she's going to keep shooting and trying to get those opportunities. She's a very aggressive and strong forward, in my opinion, so I hope she keeps at it.
Tori Brown, 1 goal coming into the game, 1 already tonight for 2 on the season. 7:30 left here in the second half. Casteel leading 4-0. James Malmus joined here by Emily Carmen. Bad pass there. And Shadow Ridge will pass it right back out of bounds. Interesting pass there by Blanco, looking for her teammate, but just out of reach. As Casteel will take over.
Me? Why didn't you say anything?
Tori Brown with the ball in the box. Defender on her back, trying to get around a couple. Gets to the end line. Nice pass back to the middle, and Flam. And it's goal! Scored there by Marissa Guevara, the senior.
That was just fantastic ball control by Tori Brown. She held that ball so well against 2 defenders. A little slip back that was mishandled by her other teammate at the top of the box. But luckily, she was just able to poke it in, and then Marissa Flan got on the end of it, beat the keeper, put it away.
5-0 here with 6:55 left here in the second half. Casteel with their 5th goal. That's the senior Marissa Guevara. tapped it once. Goal went right through the goalkeeper's hands. Ball laid there. She got a second opportunity and put it away. And Casteel right back on the attack, looking for Tori Brown. That pass just going out of bounds, though.
Yeah, they really have not let up their attack, even with all these subs. Still very strong on the attack. You would think Shadow Ridge would maybe be better defending without the starters, but seems like Casteel's just still really doing very well offensively.
You saw it in the first half with the play going through Frohart, Custer, Signs in the middle. In the second half here, they've really been relying on Tori Brown. We've said her name a lot, and a little bit on that last player leading up to the goal, Alejandra Flam. So really dynamic players from this Casteel team, both on the bench and off and starting. Little physical play there. They'll call the foul, but you've seen these Casteel players very talented on the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yes, all of them, even the subs. It's great to see that you can have, players that will keep up the same level of intensity, that will keep the game going and keep the game up to par and keep them up to the same expectations and level of play that your starters will have. It's great when your subs can do that.
Martin, nice little step over and let the ball roll out of play. Back to Casteel, but Shadow Ridge with the aggression here. Ref will play advantage, but coming up through the middle is Casteel. Oh, good idea there by Sophia Tice, the defender.
A very good look.
Just a sophomore. She saw the opportunity. She took it almost the length of the field, tried to find that little through ball, but she got fouled from behind.
Yes.
That'll be the sixth foul on Shadow Ridge.
Yeah, as soon as she lost her advantage there, they gave her that foul for that little tug from behind. Another set play for Casteel.
Ma'aka will take it. Whip towards the box, but headed up in the sky. We'll let it bounce. Tice will head it back up, and it looks like Shadow Ridge is now moving the ball slightly over, ever so slightly towards midfield, but Ma'aka will retake it. Bohan mishandles it, and here comes Brown from her center spot to the wing. Little mishandle there on the ground. Got her feet tangled up, and it'll go out of play. Here's Flam in the middle, knocked away, but retained. That's Jasper with the ball. Looking possibly for a through ball there. A little miscommunication, that'll go out of play.
Yeah, she hadn't fully turned her body on that kick. I can't tell if it was supposed to be a shot or a through ball, but she just didn't get enough behind it.
Goal kick here for White. Shadow Ridge will control it for the time being. But Jasper will get back to it, back to Ma'aka. Ma'aka to the near side to Martin. Guevara just scored the goal a couple minutes ago. Pass it up to Brown. Brown with the defender on her back will try to turn. And they'll call that for the foul.
Follow the ball like everyone else.
That's Ava Hunsaker, the sophomore defender for Shadow Ridge. Just trying to slow down Brown, who was trying to turn and make a play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sometimes you're just told, if you're the last defender and this girl's fast, you got to foul. But unfortunately, it does give them potentially a dangerous opportunity. Casteel, that is.
2:30 left here to play in the second half. Casteel leading 5-0. Ma'aka taking the set piece. She'll whip it across. Good ball in the middle. Headed but saved. Ball still loose, and it's jumped on by White. Great ball there by Ma'aka. Got to head to it, but right at the goalkeeper, White, who makes a save.
That was a dangerous play for Casteel, and, at this point you don't want to keep fouling them.
Oh. Not something you like to see, Kara Broswell.
Yes, she has been rather aggressive this game. It was her earlier who took a little swipe at the Casteel keeper Frustration seemed to be running high with her. She really wants to get up there and play forward, but she's been stuck deep and playing defense. She has a yellow there.
1:30 left here in the game. Refs trying to control it. You saw them sending the Casteel players away from the Shadow Ridge bench, just trying to get through this last minute and a half without any more incidents. Little aggression there, but you never like losing, and you never like being shut out like this.
Yeah.
So 1 minute left here in the second half, as Casteel will knock it down and go all the way to white.
They are still charging forward, even with a minute left. They want to play offense.
Here's Bohan in the middle. Nice defense there by Tice, who steals it. Guevara back to the middle. Jasper to Brown. Nice little turn, but can't get there. And we'll have a whistle with just 40 seconds left.
Another set play for Casteel. The last one was dangerous. Let's see if they can capitalize on this one.
Just 30 seconds. Tice lines up for the free kick. And the ref will blow the whistle. Oh, and they're going to make them back it up. Quite a distance.
Oh. Not sure I quite understand why, but...
And the ref seems to be holding up the play. Just now 10 seconds left. Tice will take it. It'll go wide left. As the clock winds down now, just 1 second left, and that'll be the game.
That's it.
Casteel advancing to 5-0 on the year, dominating 5-0 victory here over Shadow Ridge. Shadow Ridge will drop to 1-5. Casteel, number 2 in the state, proving why they are ranked so high, defending champs. Great victory